Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and I hope everyone had a good weekend. I spent most of my weekend on a React Redux project. So I think I'm finally getting the hang of Redux, which is awesome. So hopefully there'll be a Redux project for the live streams sometime soon. So trying to figure out what the next project will be after this one, which we're almost finished with. And I think I've realized that I'm actually not bad at Redux, but I'm bad at spelling. So that seemed to be more my problem when I was trying to debug some of the stuff that I've been working on. I kept thinking I didn't understand Redux, but it wasn't that. It was mostly just typos. Alright, so today is going to be, we're going to do about an hour-long stream. So I have an appointment coming up a little bit later on. Also, just a heads up, if my wife calls, I'm going to have to answer it because she's not feeling well and she might need help with the kids, so I might have to end the stream earlier. So hopefully that doesn't happen and she's feeling alright, but it may be an abrupt ending here. So before we get started with any code, a couple things I want to show you. One is Bo wrote an article in Medium, freeCodeCamp's Medium, about how to contribute to the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in contributing in some way, check this out. And really useful stuff on there. So actually, as I was reading through this, I was reading about what he said about having a video of myself on the screen. So if you notice today, I do have video of myself on the screen. So I try to make it as small as possible. It wouldn't cover up a lot of the code. I'll try this out. I figure it's worth a shot, and it's not like it's really any extra work. Once it's set up, the video just appears. So, whoops. I think I accidentally clicked on something. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. There's a lot of different ways that you can contribute if you want to, like captioning and things like that, or even creating your own videos. So check that out if you have a chance. Also wanted to just do something fun. Since we're kind of at the end of this project, I thought it would be cool to go back and look at where we started, or actually where I started. So I want to show you, let's start with this first. So about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, this was, I took the screenshot on October 10th, 2015. Or I'm sorry, October 14th, 2015. This was the very first version of the Resource Center. And this version never actually went live like this. There were obviously a lot of changes. Alright, but this was the home page. So you can see some of the stuff is similar. We still have a lot of the same options and everything. The side menu was just these buttons. So when you click this, it just brought the buttons in and out. So it definitely, that's probably the biggest change, other than the colors. We also had here's the logo page. So the logo page is a little bit different. We had this side, instead of all the options being at the top, I had them down the side. Service request form, similar. We actually had it split onto 2 pages, and it still had the cool checkbox effect that that I like, and we had the material design style inputs. Although, so you can see, definitely changed up the color scheme a bit. This is a little bit heavy with the gold color here, but it'd just be cool to kind of see where we came from. And I definitely learned how to better utilize these action buttons, these floating action buttons for material design. And I learned that you shouldn't have a million of them on the page, just one. Also, here's some sketch mock-ups that I had done as well. So you can see some alternate designs that I thought of doing. So here's one. This was in response to some feedback that said, well, people might not even know that you can click in these areas, right? Because they just had the line. So I added this kind of darker background color. I used some of the alternate colors. So here's that yellow color that we've been using as an accent color, but as the primary color this time, with kind of actual outlines around the fields. In the same way, just a little bit different. This is actually somewhat close in color scheme to what we use now. Is, you know, just this yellow is the accent color. Here's an all green and white, and here's lots of gold, and then here's a blue color that's in our color palette. So actually, here's the I don't think I've used this on any projects on the stream, but here's the dark blue and the light blue that are also in the color palette, and then this is just another alternate. So anyway, this is Sketch, by the way. If you haven't seen this before, it's a cool program to just do like mock-ups and stuff for designs. I don't use it often. Usually just at the beginning of a project. Sometimes if I need to show someone what I'm thinking and have it be a little bit better than me just trying to draw it on a piece of paper, then I do it like that. But anyway. I found those. I had those screenshots still saved on my desktop, so just thought it'd be cool to check them out. All right, so let me check out the live chat and say hi to everybody before we get started. Let's see. Someone asked. Sorry, I can't read the name. But it says, hi, who can recommend SFTP/STP plugin for Atom, like SFTP for Sublime? I'm sorry, I don't know of any plugins like that. I've never used any plugins for Atom, but maybe someone else in the live chat may know about it. Peche says, hi from South Africa. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for watching. We have someone from India. Awesome. Thanks. Imon says, I'm too chatty. Yeah, I know I'm too chatty. Let's see. Alright, cool. Let me get started. Oh, cool. We got some more shout outs from where everybody's from. We said hello from Israel, hello from Ireland. Awesome. I'm going to get started. Srikanth asks, is this project towards the end? Yes, it's almost finished. Really, probably any day now we'll be done with it. At this point, I'm just kind of waiting for feedback of the official, like, yes, this is fine, we can launch this, and then we'll be done. We might actually start a new project before this launches, because I don't want to be waiting for feedback and just doing little updates. Like, even, to be honest with you, today's stream, I was having trouble coming up with a title and a topic for it because there's not that much left to do. So we're really going to be, I'll show you my Trello board. This is what we're going to work on today. There's kind of a weird thing going on with the cursor when we move over the upload button. So we're going to try to fix that. On small screens, that icon, that information icon we have on, at this point, only one of our checkboxes, overlaps the text, so we need to fix that as well. And then if we have time, we need to fix the spacing between some of the elements in the form. It's not uniform. So, but you can see we're getting down to some things that are just, I mean, they're definite things I want to fix, but they're not really like super important. So so we may end up just moving on to the next project, and then, you know, maybe I'll come back to this if something major needs to be changed. But if we can get these three things accomplished, I'll be happy. Actually, if we could just get the first two accomplished in this stream, I'll be fine with that. Let's see. So let's go. Let me show you what the first thing is so we can get started on it. I'm going to start my Pomodoro timer. And We're going to do 25 minutes of coding, and then 5 minutes I'll go back to the live chat and answer any questions you have. We'll probably do 2 sessions like that, 2 25-minute sessions, and then I'll answer any questions you have before I end the stream. So today we'll just do 2 sessions since I have an appointment a little bit later on. Let's see. Okay, so here's what the problem is. So you can see the cursor turns into the the pointer that's lets you know something's clickable, but then once you get to the middle it changes and then it goes back. So there's this whole area right in the middle, right, that interesting. Yeah, so there's a large area, not exactly in the middle, right? It's more like it starts here and it goes all the way out. So I just want to fix that. It's probably going to be an easy fix. I hope it's going to be an easy fix. But I just happened to see it at some point last week and figured, may as well change it. So I want to try to look at first and see what is that element. There's got to be something. Class button. So I'm using, of course, DevTools, right? This is just Chrome DevTools with the dark theme on here, and I'm just kind of going through the elements here, trying to figure out. Really, I was trying to see if there's some element that had that basic shape that we were seeing here with the cursors, that we could see the change. So I'm not seeing anything with exactly that shape. I do want to see what do we have with cursor pointer on it right now. So we have that has the cursor pointer on it. So let's change that. Let's see where that's at. Let's remove it and see. Okay, so that didn't really affect. Interesting. Let's see if we put it on here as well. No, we don't have it on there. Okay. Cursor pointer. We have it on the span. Let's take that off. Interesting. So I'm going through right now and just kind of removing it. And it's interesting that there's been no change really. Cursor pointer, okay. I'm guessing that this is going to be the one that really, there we go. Okay, so that's the one that we're really getting the pointer from. That's interesting. Alright, so I'm going to bring this back. So it's interesting that it works, but then there's something here. File upload. But we've already seen that these two had cursor pointer on them as well. Now let's go in here and see what we have. Check this too. Wow. So I'm not seeing it. Not seeing anything else here. Yeah, this is all here. Interesting. Alright, what I'm going to check now then, since I couldn't find anything here, obviously in this div, that would be coming over top of that. I'm going to check this div over here, and I'll probably check this one as well. Actually, you know what? I'd like to change the screen size a bit and see if that makes a difference, because I think that'll give me a clue as to where this is coming from if we can find it. Whoops. Okay, so it's still happening. Still the same. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I was hoping it would be different on a smaller screen, and then that would point me in the right direction here, but it's not. While we're here on the small screen, you can see that this is that icon that's overlapping. So it should be out here, but when we get down smaller, it overlaps. We'll need to fix that as well. I'll open this up a little bit again, and now after seeing what it did on a small screen, I don't think we're gonna have any luck by going to these other divs, because since the order of everything, it kind of changed. So this is above it, and this one's on the side, but then this one ends up being 2 above it, and this one is above it. There's nothing on the side. I don't think there's anything in those divs, so I'm not even going to check, because that's, I'm probably about 95% sure that's going to be a waste of time at this point. So let's see. I think I'd like to try putting cursor pointer on this container, because there doesn't seem to be any real reason why it couldn't be, because if I click this, I don't even necessarily want it to where you could just click and potentially, I think I have it, yeah, you can't type in there, but it looks like you could when you click it, so I don't think I want it like that anyway. So let's make this whole thing, actually, hold on, just on this one. Oop. Cursor, there we go. Let's see if we can, no, it's the same problem here. Interesting. I just happened to look over at the live chat again. Kron says, hello from Miami, Florida. I'm stuck in my room upstairs. Wow. That's pretty crazy. So are you safe there? I know they have, just in case you don't know, Florida is getting hit with these huge hurricanes, it's pretty bad. So I've seen pictures and video down there. So I hope you're all right, and you're safe down there where you're at. Wow, is it really bad in Miami right now? Okay, Coding and Caffeine said maybe the Z index. That's a good idea. I was thinking about that earlier, and then I'd forgotten. Okay, yeah, let's check some Z index stuff here. Yeah, the input should actually have the interesting. Ah, there we go. There we go. Check this out. This is our area where we're having the problem right here, where this says choose files. So that's our problem. That's our problem right there. So we couldn't see it. All right, so let's as long as we can move this out of the way, get rid of it somehow, we should be fine. Let's try to change the Z index. Let's go. This should fix it. Yep, it does. But now we can't upload. So that's no good. Alright, so we need okay, so there was something, I can't remember what the property is. Let me think about this. I used this on a project within the last few months. Essentially, what I'm thinking is there was some sort of property where I could pass through the click, basically, through to an element that's below. And maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but I thought there was a way that I could do that. Essentially, what I'm thinking of doing is setting this Z index back farther, but then having, let's see what it was called. Click. Let me see if anybody, pointer events, there we go. I was thinking click events. Thank you, John Hansen in the live chat, just put it in there. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's pointer events. Let's try this. So let's put that Z index back on here. Now we have some stuff over top of it that we want to set the pointer events. Let's go. How do we do this? Do we want to do none here and then below? See, now it's been too long since I've used this. I can't remember how this. Maybe you have to put, this one has to have pointer events. That's all. Alright, let's try it now. Nah, that's not it. Okay, I have a link, Radrangshu, put a link in the live chat. And so let me check this out. I'd rather, so I haven't looked at this yet, but it says, it's talking about styling. Styling inputs. I really don't want to get into styling like too much, because I mean we already have the styles in here. Change the div button label for upload. Alright, let me check out the live chat now, because it seems like you all are putting a lot of advice in here. So so Umberto says, I was thinking of a way to change the div.button label for upload. Try the position absolute with Z index 1. Okay, we could play with the Z index a bit and see if we could get it. Alright, let me think. let's try. Oops. Now I have cursor pointer on here, but it's not working on style attribute. It's not working on it. I wonder if there's any way to force it to work. Probably not. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I kind of don't want to do it like this, but this is probably going to be the way to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put actually, no, I don't know if I can. Events all should be on the upper layer of the C index item with a background none. Okay, John Hansen was giving me some advice on these pointer events. Let's see. You should use a label with the for linking it to the file input. Okay. Let's see. I'm getting two different sets of advice in the live chat. So let me pick one. We'll try that out and see if it works. Now I've gotten a third, a fourth. Okay, I have quite a few different paths here. So I'm going to try the simplest first, and then if it doesn't work, I'll move on and go down the list. Okay, so I'll do my best to describe what each one is. All right, so it looks like the simplest suggestion to try would just be, let's go back to here. Let's see. Appearance none. Okay, not working. Okay, appearance none. Yes, okay, so that did not work. I Jarvis suggested that. Thank you for the suggestion. Let me know if I implemented that wrong. But for right now, it's not working. Okay, I'll move on to Z index with the background none. Let's try this label. So the next suggestion is make a label for the file, for the input. So let's see, let's try this out. So let me see if I can. I assume that I guess I shouldn't assume it, but I was assuming that one of these also has a label on here, but I guess not. Oh, here we go. But is this even doing it? Alright, let's put this. So, is it possible? Whoops. And the four goes with the name, correct? And not the. Let's see. All right. Not working. Good. Okay, Umberto says it does go with the ID. All right. I wasn't sure. This is one of those things that I rarely do this on like by hand. You know, there's always some sort of framework, or you just copy and paste the examples. So it's been quite a while. I feel like the only time I actually do this form inputs by hand is if I'm doing like tutorial exercises or something. Okay. Requires ID. Okay. So. All right, let me try this. Looks like you need a label and not a div. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Robin says, so is being a developer copy and paste? Not exactly. It does involve copy and pasting, but that's not all. All right, let's see. And class buttons. All right, let's take this off of here for now. Let's make this label good. Oh, nice. Okay. So that worked. Definitely want to. Okay, great. All right, so that works. Now I wanted it to be so that if you clicked over here, you could also upload. So let's just try to put that over here. Yeah, let's try to change that and make this the label instead. And see if we can get that to work. No, it looks like that's not working. Let's see. Oh, okay. So when I change this to label, it definitely changed some of what was going on here. So let's see. What did we have? Okay. Alright, well at least we have, it's going the full width, but it's still, hey, there we go. So it is, I don't know if you saw that, so I did click out here somewhere and it worked. There we go. So basically we have this kind of covering things up right now. So let's file path wrapper. Yeah, let's go. Alright, so Z index is not working for that now. Let's see. Let's see if we can go back to our pointer events. Alright. Great, and let's make sure it's still awesome. Okay, so that works. So my timer just went off as well, so this is good timing. So let me just explain what ended up working. So we made a label of this div here that was basically just a container div that spanned this entire area. So we turned this into a label with a for attribute that matched the ID of our input, right? So that's I mean, that's nothing really groundbreaking, right? That's just like basic HTML, how this works, right? That you click the label and it activates the input. So we did that. We made sure that we put cursor pointer on this so that we got that cursor everywhere. The problem was that this was acting like a text area, which we don't want it to act exactly like a text area. We don't want it to seem like you could click in there and type. We wanted, when you click on this, for the file upload to be activated. So we had to go down here to where this wrapper is for that text area, and there we added our pointer events none. So we actually ended up combining several of approaches that you all suggested in the live chat, which is pretty cool, and it all worked. So far we've only done this in DevTools. So let me go over to the actual code and do this, and then I'll do my 5 minutes of answering questions in the live chat. I just don't want to forget this in the 5 minutes that I answer questions. So let's go over to the code and change this. So our service request, thought I had a service request form open here. There we go. So it is open here. Let's see where our upload is. Here we go. Okay, so this was what we turned into a label. So let's make this a label. Is that it? There we go. Alright, so there's our label. We also needed to change this file field. There we go. We needed to change this to display block, because when we added the label, then it was no longer display block. So we needed that. We need to add the upload, or the for. Okay, it's for upload. So that's it for this area, right? Did we need to put cursor pointer? I think we did. Let's do that as well. Cursor pointer. And down here, for a file path wrapper, oh, okay, we already have it here. For a file path wrapper, we need to do pointer events, none. All right, let's try that out. Save that, and we'll save that. And let's give it a hard refresh. Make sure we clear out everything here in DevTools. Okay, so let's, whoops. Oops, I forgot we needed to make the Z index for this input. And I think we had a -1. So if we go file, field, and I think this is the only input. So I think we're safe to just say input here. Z index 1. There we go. Okay, so now we have our pointer over this whole thing. We click it. Great, we get that. Let's, awesome. All right. Cool. So mission accomplished on that one. And that took, it did take a little over 1 Pomodoro session, but since I was trying to narrate what I was doing at the same time, I think we'll leave it at 1. All right, great. Let me turn on my 5-minute timer, and I'm going to go through the live chat and see what questions you all have. Let's see. All right, so I'm going all the way up to the top. Fix it says, wish your wife quick recovery. Thank you so much. If you weren't here at the beginning, I'd mentioned that my wife's not feeling well, so I may have to, if she needs me, I may have to end the stream and go help out with the kids. But so far, so good. But thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Maruta says, you guys are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, cool. I can't, I'm sorry. So I remember having trouble with this name last time because it's not, I wanted to say Brian, but I don't think it was Brian. B-R-I-A-I-N. I'm really sorry. I usually can remember, but this one I couldn't remember. So let me know how it was. I know I eventually got it right. So please let me know how to pronounce that properly. I don't want to mess it up anymore. But anyway, he said, I like the last examples of the sketch mockups. I don't even remember what the last one was. Let me see. Okay, so I'm guessing it's this one, the last example, with all the colors. So, cool, thanks. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I actually think it would be cool to do, to have like a little Easter egg in the site somewhere to where you could just change the colors up. So it wouldn't really be that obvious that you could do it, but if you searched around enough, you'd be able to toggle all the colors. I don't know. That'd be cool. If I had a lot of time, maybe I would do that. Chandra asks, which text editor do you recommend? I use, well, I guess for code editor, I use Atom, and I would recommend Atom. I like it, but I also like Visual Studio Code. So those two I've actually used and would recommend. I can't personally recommend anything else because I haven't really, there's nothing else that I've used and really liked, but I have heard that Sublime is pretty good. And for people who know Vim, it's really cool, and they really like it. When I see people use Vim, I'm always really impressed with it. But the learning curve's a little bit higher than something like Atom or Sublime. All right, so we have Marco says hello from Serbia. Hey, how's it going? Nova Glow asks, what editor are you using? I'm using Atom. Srikanth says, will the new project also be React? I don't know. So actually let me know what you all think. So far we've done 2 React projects. Would you really like another React project? Do you like something else? Let me tell you what's up. So I talked to my boss this morning to try to figure out what the priorities are in terms of the projects that I know I'm gonna have to work on at some point, in this year. I thought that we would have a project that'd be a good candidate for React and maybe even Redux, but it turns out that that's not really a higher priority. I thought it was a higher priority than it was, so that can wait and it might be more towards like the end of the year, like December. So for the immediate future, so basically for this month, for September, the main website for franciscan.edu needs some work, but it's not going to be React, not yet. I'm eventually going to redo that site completely in React, but for right now, I don't think I can dedicate the time to that, although I'd love to redo it. So for right now, it's probably just going to be me going through what currently exists and trying to make it better. So cleaning up the UI, trying to make it faster where I can, mainly by getting rid of unused code and kind of eliminating a lot of the image. It's really image heavy right now, and I think unnecessarily. So trying to cut down on that, just making things look a lot more clean. I mean, you all kind of probably know my style by now, that I like things to be really clean, minimal. But here's the thing, though. That's going to be kind of an odd project because it's already built using a content management system called Ectron, which is .NET framework based. So I'm going to be working in like C#, like .NET templates and stuff, and I'm going to be working with just straight like HTML, CSS. It's going to be really different than what I've done before. So I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know how well that would go down, but that's probably going to be first priority for the month of September. If there's some other way that I could do a project and just spend like an hour a day on this project when I did the stream, and then the rest of the day I can work on the main website, that might be possible as well. But I'd like to know what you all think. I mean, if you'd like to switch it up and do something that's not React and instead do something that's like .NET, I mean, that's fine with me. I just want to make sure that if it's possible for me to do something that's more relevant to you all, then I'd like to do it. Obviously it's not completely in my control because I got to work on whatever, my boss tells me to work on. But within the freedom that I have on my projects, I'd like to show you all what you want to see. So anyway, let me know about that. My 5 minutes is up for this. For this session, I'm going to start another Pomodoro session right now, and then I'll get through the rest of the live chat. I realized I didn't get through that much of it, so I'll just have to get through some more on the next time. But anyway, let me know. Think about it and let me know. The only other project that I probably could work on is I have to work with Salesforce. So there's like an application that we have for students who are interested in coming here. They want to apply to go here. That's all built through Salesforce, and they have, I think it's called like Apex. Basically, it's kind of like their templating system. It was described to me as like somewhat like JavaScript. I'm not really sure. I don't really know if the person on the phone describing this was a developer or if they were sales. So I don't really know how accurate this is, but basically there was something that Salesforce uses they told me, if you know JavaScript, you'll be able to do this. So I don't know a lot about it, but I know it's going to be mostly CSS stuff. Occasionally, maybe I'll go in and change some of the templates, but to be honest with you right now, I was checking out earlier today, and I don't even know where to find the template. So I'm going to need to do some more research on that. That's also going to be kind of a weird project where I'm going to be working kind of inside this other system to try to do it. You know, I won't be able to set it up exactly like I want to. I'll just have to kind of work with what's there and change it. So anyway, so just let me know what you all think about those projects. If you're interested in anything, or you know, any other ideas. For now, though, I'm going to go back and do some work. I just now realized I had this still up on the screen. I wonder if anybody just tuned in and like saw these and were like, what is going on? What changed with this project? Oh, I covered that up. I didn't mean to. All right, so let's do another Pomodoro session. Let's see what's next up on here. So fix the checkbox. All right, let's fix this one. I already showed you a little bit earlier what was wrong with it. I can show you again in case you didn't see it before. But check this one out in that icon. When we move over, it overlaps. All right, that's no good. It also overlaps at another point here. So we need to fix that, and I may have to just come up with some other way to position this other than what we're doing now. And I'll show you what we're doing with it. Up here. Okay, so that checkbox now I've made its own component, and I just called it icon checkbox. So if you are following along with what we're doing on GitHub, that's in the components folder. You can look at icon checkbox.js, and that's where we're at. So right now I just have some inline styles on that, and we're actually just positioning this with absolute positioning. So it shouldn't have been that much a surprise to me whenever the positioning was messed up. Usually when you try to use absolute positioning like that and you want your site to be responsive, it doesn't work quite like you want it to, unless you're positioning something like in the corners. Usually the corners work fine, but things in the middle of the page don't work out. At least that's been my experience. So I'm thinking we could either do two things. I could try to work with the existing breakpoints and change these values based on that. I'm not really excited about doing that. That just doesn't seem to me like the best solution. The other solution would be to not use absolute positioning. Try to do it some other way so that it wouldn't matter at all what the screen size is. It's always going to be at the end of that line. So let's see what we can do. Let's mess around with it here in DevTools a bit. And I mean, maybe we'll have to change the markup. Maybe we'll change how it's working in the HTML. So I'm going to just zoom in a bit so we can see, and I can move this off to the side here. Let's make it, there we go. So there's the overlap. So I mean, obviously we could, like I said, we could just shift it around. But here's what, I don't think that'll work. It's not a good solution also, because I want to keep this component reusable, right? So it could just say photography. In that case, the way we're positioning it now, it might not be a bad thing. We'll just shift the position around. But also, it could be really long. So I guess what we want then is we want it always to appear at the end. And I suppose even wrap. Does this wrap around? It does, yeah. So even if this wrapped around, I guess we would still want it to appear at the end. It won't look great, but it's better than overlapping. The only other way that I can think of changing it that I know for sure would work all the time, I guess, would be to move the icon to the beginning. But I don't really think that would look, I don't think that would look right. I guess we could try it, but let's see if we could do it a different way, and then as a last resort, we could probably just move this up here, and then we'll know that it'll always work because it'll be right at the beginning. Excuse me, had to yawn. Okay. All right, so let's see. I think our problem let's go back to here and let me show you. So the problem before that we were having was that I was trying to put this checkbox or this icon inside the label, right? So I was trying to pass that in as a prop. So basically the text with an SVG inline, I was going to pass it all in, and I think we were having trouble with that. And then I think it was Sebastian submitted a pull request where he came up with doing it a way similar to this, and then I changed it a bit, turned it into its own component, and then switched to this style of positioning. So I kind of figured, I mean, ideally I would be able to pass it all in here. But I guess, to be honest with you, I can't even remember. I'd have to go back and watch the video when we did this. I can't remember if it just totally failed and it wouldn't work at all, or it just wasn't working exactly how we wanted it to. See, but in any case, that's why we have these separated out. So then you see when it comes out, here, there's this whole container div, with all this stuff in here, and then next to that, we have this other div that has our image. Display table. That's interesting. All right, let's mess around. Here's what I'm thinking right now. What if we could take these two container divs and have them display side by side? Alright, let's just try. I'm just going to mess around a little bit here. Just with some of these properties and see what we get. Let's see. I need to reset some of this. Position am I getting static? want this to be absolute. Let's get rid of a lot of this stuff. When it comes to this kind of thing, let's just see. Oh, okay. I don't mind that. Now, we may still have the same problem when we get, let's see. Okay, I guess not. This might not be a bad way to fix it if I can get them both on the same line. Okay. All right, I think I'm gonna check. I have an idea, but I'm gonna check the live chat first, see if you all have a better idea. Oh, okay. Just saw one. There we go. Thank you. Who's that? Carlos. Carlos, thank you so much. That's exactly what the problem was. All right. For a second there, I thought I forgot how CSS works. I had width 100%. That's why all this stuff I was doing with position and floats were not working. Awesome. Okay, so let's try this out. We're just going to move it back and forth a bit. Okay, not terrible. Let's get rid of this float though. All right, that's better. Yeah, I kind of like that better. What if we just did a okay. I like that better. Okay, so this is what so here's a tip. You probably already know this, but if you want to make your screen even smaller than it already is, just make your console docked, or your DevTools docked, and then you can shrink it down really small, like smaller than normal. I wanted to do this just to see. Obviously, no one's ever going to be looking at it like that, but I just wanted to see what would happen if this went on to another line. Okay, not bad. Let's just give this a lot more text and see what happens. Where's my... There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay. So it looks like it's not bad like this, but once we get down smaller, then it's not great. I guess I'm okay with it for now, since I think this is the longest one that we have. Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's not perfect, but for our use case right now, it definitely works. If we end up getting longer ones that need this, then I can worry about that at that point. Okay. Let's see. Anyway, Hamza says you won't be going smaller than 320 pixels width. Yeah, for sure. The only reason I wanted to go smaller was I just wanted to see, like, let's say we had something that was really long. I just wanted to try to simulate what would happen, and then after I thought, well, why don't I just put the text in there? So that's why this was a better way to do it, just adding more text. Originally, I just didn't think about that. But you're right, yeah, no screen that I know of is smaller than 320 pixels in width. All right, so let's just do this in our code. So you end up having this div, what was it? Whoa, I don't need that. Let's keep it inline. Line block should work, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to get to that div with this CSS. There's no. I don't think there's any way. This prop style. I wonder what style I'm passing down. Let's check out our service request. And let's find our checkboxes. Style, checkbox. Just trying to track down where our styles are. Here we go. Okay, so we do have checkbox styles here. Let's see where that margin bottom's being applied. Here. Great. Okay, so whatever we put there with our margin bottom should work. Should be fine. So we don't want width 100%. Let's go with width. Auto. Okay, auto works. So we'll go with auto, float left, and I guess we'll do I can't remember what the default display was. I think it was block. So we'll do display inline block with auto, float left. Alright, so we got that one down, and now this next one. Whoa, okay, that was definitely not the right thing to do. What did I do? Alright, let's see. Is it the float? Oh, it's probably the width. Maybe. That's odd. I don't think I changed anything else. Let's see. All right, let's get rid of these for now. Let's see what we had. Okay, so it was display table before. Alright, maybe I have to think about something different. Alright, I'm checking the live chat to see if I missed anything. Okay, maybe it's... all right. Let's see, what did I put? Yeah, let me see. Let's get rid of that. Let's make this. Okay, so the only style. Maybe if I move this styles into, I could maybe try to move this into our icon checkbox component, and then depending on whether or not there's an icon, I can have different styles. That works. Yeah, I guess first I just need to test to see if I could do this twice on two different checkboxes. I'm guessing that it wouldn't work. Like, let's say I did it on two different checkboxes right next to each other, I'd have the same weird stuff happening. So I guess it wouldn't matter either way. Okay. Oops. Alright, let's see if I can. never seen this max content, min content before. Huh. I want to try to keep this display table now, and then set the width to auto and see what happens. Maybe I'll have a different result than I did before. So what was that? I'm just going to not set the display. No, that was the width thing. I guess is what the problem is. So we got to give it some sort of width, I guess. All right, let's do let's give it 100% width, but minus the width of the icon. So let's see how big our icon is. Where are we at here? Is this our icon? Yeah. So like 24 pixels. Let's give it 25. So let's give our width 100% minus 25 pixels. Let's see what that does. Okay, better. Now we can do this position. Why is it going all the way up there? Okay. Okay, let's get to the live chat. Okay, flex stretches the width by default, taking space automatically without needing to set any width. All right. Somebody said, "What's this sorcery?" In the live chat. Yeah, it's CS. Okay, so John Hansen is saying we can use flex, display flex, and then justify content space between. All right, let's try that out because I'm thinking like I inadvertently did something, right? Because I don't know why this is now appearing way up at the top. I'm trying to do over here. It's left. It's because I floated everything left. Interesting. There we go. Yeah, I don't want that. Just no float. All right, let me try out this. I want to try out this flex thing that John's talking about. But basically, we. I thought this might end up being tricky, because I remember when I messed with it last time, it was a little bit tricky, which is why I ended up going with what I did. All right, so John's saying do display flex and then justify content space between. So what are we gonna do? Let's try this display flex. Whoa. Space between. So are we putting it on here then? Let's try it out. Oops. Whoa. Forgot a comma. Okay. Let me see. Whoa. All right, I lost track of time a bit. Let's stop here so I can get to some questions, and then I have to get to my appointment. And let me check. Let me scroll up now a bit to get to the last place where I left off in the live chat. So sorry we're not going to be able to finish this right now. I feel like we're really close. it's just a matter of figuring out what the best way is that is going to work for the screen sizes. I think we have maybe at least 2 possible solutions that I can think of right now that will work. I'll just have to finish those up tomorrow. I need to check on traffic though, to make sure I can get to my appointment on time, because they're doing construction on the highway on the way there. So, all right, it's telling me. Okay, it looks like traffic's not bad right now. So I should be able to answer some questions and still be all right to get there. Let's see. I'm just trying to find where I left off. Okay, I think I found it. Yeah, so the last thing we were talking about was what the next project would be. Okay, so Ash asked about a quick briefing on what I'm building. So Ash, not sure if you're still watching, but I guess I can give quick update for Ash or for anyone else that's watching and wasn't sure what we were building. This is just a React site that allows users to submit requests and upload files, and then those get sent to a project management system through their API, and the files get uploaded to our server, which we're running a droplet on DigitalOcean with Node and Nginx as a reverse proxy. And users can also just get some other resources and some basic information, download some images. So it's not really that involved. Probably the most complicated thing we're doing here is handling file uploads and form data. Okay, so at some point, NovaGlow had said, but aren't you only doing client-side editing? The moment you refresh the page, your work goes away. Yes, that's true, and it looks like NovaGlow got some answers as well, but I'll explain this just in case anyone else is having that can't see the live chat. I was thinking the same thing. When you edit things in DevTools, yes, they're not, by default, they're not permanent. You can set it up so that your project files actually can be edited through DevTools. And that's really cool. I just never took the time to set that up. But for now, it's just a really fast way to see what's going on, make some changes. And I don't like to do a lot. I don't like to do more than I can remember, because then you're right. If you refresh the page, then you lose it all. So I like to do a little bit, see if it works, and then transfer it over to my files, and then kind of go back and forth like that. I just saw Hamza just says, "What? I see your face." Yes, you can see my face now. It's kind of odd. If I keep doing it like this, I might switch and get a different camera. I'm just using the built-in camera on an iMac, and the angle's weird. Like, I just feel like it keeps getting a shot of my forehead all the time, and you can't really see my facial expression. So I think it would be better if the camera angle were a little bit lower. So I don't know. Maybe I'll keep a lookout for any webcams that are on sale. Rudrangshu says, can anyone recommend me one of among the following. So Ember.js, Aurelia.js, and Polymer.js. I'm sorry, I don't have experience with those. I mean, I know what they are. I've read about them, but I don't have hands-on experience. So I don't really feel qualified to make a recommendation. So hopefully there are some other people in the live chat that can recommend something to you. Oh, cool. Blake said, "Hey, I like the face preview. Awesome, cool. Maybe I'll keep it. As long as I was afraid it would block too much of the code, but it didn't seem to be a problem. So as long as it's not a problem, I'm fine with leaving it there." Oh, okay. Let's see. Daryl asks React Native versus PhoneGap. And got a suggestion to use React Native from Berdrangshu. Yeah, I also recommend React Native. All right, I gotta answer the door, so I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, I recommend React Native as well. PhoneGap's been around for a while, and I don't have personal experience with React Native yet. I will soon, but from what I've read about it, if I had to say, I'd say go with React Native. But like I said, I don't have hands-on experience with it. Oh, okay. So it's Brian. So earlier I'd asked for clarification on how to pronounce a name. So is it Brian O'Driscoll? Is that it? Let me know if that's. I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be. Oh, okay. I was talking about editors earlier, and NovaGlow says Emacs is better than Vim. Patrick says Emacs Evil Mode is better than Emacs. I don't know what that is. Oh, and Brian's a Vim user as well. Cool. CFCoder2 says, what responsive framework are you using? Doesn't appear to be Bootstrap. It's MaterialUI. Bharat says, so is there any project on Salesforce you'll be working on? Yeah, actually, I do have something that I'm going to work on in Salesforce. So maybe I'll be doing that on the live stream. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I still haven't decided what project. I'd like to try to stick with a project. I mean, I could bounce back and forth and do like 2 different projects at once, but I don't want it to be confusing. I mean, I could put them in different playlists, name them, different things, but I'm undecided yet as to exactly what the next project will be. Okay. All right. I'm kind of going through a lot and just looking for any questions, especially from new people, because I'm going to have to leave here in just a minute. All right, so I'm going to end with this. John Hansen said I could put a green screen behind me so that my background would be transparent and you just see me. That would be really cool, but I don't know about having a green screen in my office. We have a video studio it's actually right on the other side of the wall from my office, and there's a huge green screen that they use in there. But they're always filming something in there, so I don't think they'd let me do my streams in there. I don't know. I'll see. Maybe they have some leftover green stuff that I can hang. That would be fun. All right. Well, actually, there's one more question. Hamza said, "Have you watched Noobcat on Twitch?" I haven't watched her live yet. I did get a chance. I talked to her on Twitter before, which was really cool. She had written an article about live streaming, and I let her know how helpful that was for me, and it was really cool. She was really encouraging for my stream, and said nice things about it. So I really want to be able to watch her live at some point. The time for me just doesn't work out. But anyway, I think from the little bit that I've seen of the stream, it's awesome. So, all right. So I got to take off. I got to go to an appointment now. And thanks for watching. I really kind of hoped we'd get more done. I actually really wanted to combine the Sass files and organize them a bit, but it just didn't work out today. So I'll be back tomorrow, assuming my wife doesn't get any worse, and then I might have to take a day off and take care of the kids. But otherwise, I should be back tomorrow. And thank you so much for watching and for all your help. I really appreciate it. And have a great day.